Well, my friends, I'm happy to be here with Julie Burrell-Lillig. She is the Vice President, Strategic Partnerships for ICAN, and ICAN stands for the Institute for Career Advancement Needs. Julie, it's so great to see you today, and thanks for joining me.
Thanks, Andy. You too. I'm excited to be here.
Well, here we are in 2024, and I mean, the ICAN conference is really something that I always look forward to. And I know the planning, I mean, starts almost pretty much after, the conference ends. And sometimes you're even thinking well ahead of time. But let's just talk. Okay, let's briefly, ICAN, talk about the organization, your mission, and who you serve, and then we're going to get into the conference.
Okay, that sounds great. In a nutshell, we develop leaders. I mean, our mission is to help people find who they are most authentically. And of course, just a few weeks ago in 2023, we loved the word of the year. I don't know if you saw that. Merriam-Webster's dictionary word of the year was authentic. And we use that in a lot of our work at ICAN. It's in our mission. It's the work that we do. It's helping people get to, and when we say lead, also I want to clarify, not entitled necessarily. It's we're working with people who are lead parents. You're leading at any level, really. And so not in addition to, of course, someone in their work life, being a leader, we also want to make sure that it's all encompassing. So we're talking about the person at work and at home too.
Yeah. And I know, as I was looking over the talking points, that you're celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Defining Leadership program, which I went through, I think a decade ago, maybe a little bit longer. But it truly was leading your company, leading your business, leading your life, leading your family, your friends, just, yeah, it was totally all about leadership in all aspects of life. And you're doing something that I love, Honor a Leader campaign, as we approach the event on May 15th in 2024.
Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of things going on. As you mentioned, the Defining Leadership Program is hitting 20 years. So we love that. That program is 4 months. So
Yeah.
you come in, you send someone in your life, send someone on your team, send yourself, invest in yourself. But it's a way for people to get together and really discover how they lead naturally. So what's your home base? Like it's a stressful time of year, right? We've just finished shopping. We might have New Year's resolutions. It teaches us how to take those pieces of us and find a way that we work in those areas that we love,
Yeah.
and we surround ourselves with people who work in the areas that we don't love, so that we have good a good complementary working relationship. Again, home, family, work, it all fits together. And
Yeah.
then the Honor a Leader campaign. So that was something that we began just last year. And
Yes.
it's a really, really great way to make a donation in the name of someone who has been a leader in your life. And what we saw last year were people who had passed, uh, people who were their direct manager. We saw folks honoring their mother or their father. So it's unlimited in who you choose as
Mhm.
the person that you want to honor. And folks get a really great, there's a nice letter that's emailed to the recipient that says who nominated them and a little bit about why. They're honored the day of the conference, which you mentioned earlier is coming up on May 15th.
Yeah.
They're also honored year round at the ICANN website. So we're excited about that program.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I mean, there's so many, I just think all of us can think about somebody that has impacted our life in a really positive way. And also, that is a leader in our life, a leader in their life. So let's talk a little bit about the program itself. We've got a couple minutes left. let's talk about the program. Again, I went through it and
Yeah.
it changed me. And it actually, I went through it when I was going through an incredibly challenging time in my life, in my career. Just with some, I think our building had just burnt down and it was just crazy. So what is the program? And I mean, you have to apply for it or somebody
Right.
has to. So yeah, I'll let, yeah, tell us about the program.
Yeah. Um, so there's a way that you can apply yourself. There's also a way that someone can reach out to you and nominate you to consider the program. We invite people around the community and leaders that we see in business and community leaders, nonprofits, and
Mhm.
try to get a group together. So it's a group of 20 to 25 people. And we do something unique. We run a women's program and we run a men's program. And what we found is, I know that may sound odd now because we all live and work together. But what we found is if you're really trying to get to your true self, those filters come down much more quickly when
Yes.
you're with, you know, the same kinds of folks that are experiencing the same kinds of
Yeah.
things. And so it's a fun way. And they what we see as a part of, and I hope you experienced also, is the camaraderie that that group develops. It's a
Yeah.
group of a network of people that you can call on immediately. Maybe I'm not an HR expert, or maybe there's a lawyer in my group, and I just need that quick answer before I go present or talk or explore an idea. And that network that you come out of the program is also a really
Yeah.
valuable
Yeah.
piece of the work.
You
I would say,
I,
go ahead.
I'm going to interject. You bond with these people. I mean, there are people, again, this was, I think, 2010 when I went through it. And, we are still friends on social media and I can reach out to these women and it truly is an experience. And you open yourself up to being very vulnerable during the whole process, which is just elevates the growth of you and everybody in the class and the program. So it truly is it's a magical, powerful experience.
Well, thank you. We love that you're saying that, and you're not alone. That is what a lot of the graduates say. And by the way, we just reached our 1,300 mark for graduates in that program.
Wow.
So there's a lot of folks in the region that have attended that and get that kind of experience, and then are looking for that kind of experience. Like once you've had that, you want it for others too. And
Yeah.
so, it's been a really great way to develop yourself and the people around you.
Yeah. Well, uh now we literally have like about 30 seconds. So how can viewers find out more about ICAN? I know you've got a great website, icanleaders.org for this particular program, but anywhere else that we need to be looking, social media, or what
The
can we get engaged?
Yeah, the conference, or the we have a conference website,
Yeah.
and we also have our icanleaders.org website. So great information on both sites. Also, YouTube has a really amazing library of videos that we've done over the years. So you can go in and get some really great tidbits. If you need that 5 minutes of inspiration, maybe look at 777. If you need a little more, there's information in there, as well as on the website. The website, you'll find custom programming information. So maybe the public class isn't for you. Maybe you need something a little more special or focused, and we can do that as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So awesome. I just love everything ICAN does. And it's so great to talk to you today. Thank you for taking the time out to
Oh,
visit
thank
with
you,
me about
Andy.
this. You are welcome.
Yeah.
And folks, don't go away. We'll be right back. Well, hello, my friends. I'm excited to be here with Julia Bailey, Donor Relations Coordinator for QLI. Julia, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. Like I said, I was really excited to see your email come through and get to talk about QLI.
So here we are in 2024. And looking ahead for QLI, I know September is one of your big events, one of my favorite events. I have a lot of favorite charity events, but I just truly love an evening at the fair It's so much fun. So coming up in September, we'll talk a little bit more about that. But why don't we just talk about QLI, the organization, your mission, and who do you serve?
Yeah, for sure. So QLI was started um, 30 plus years ago, and we serve a population of individuals whose lives have been changed or altered by an injury such as a spinal cord injury, a TBI, or a stroke. And I would say QLI is not your traditional therapy. I know when a lot of people think of a rehab facility, they think of a very strict rehab setting, but QLI is definitely not that.
Yeah.
Uh,
I just know too, just being familiar with the organization. I mean, people, I mean, they don't come to QLI because they want to. There's something that has happened in their life. It's typically a tragedy where they have, like you said, get rehabilitated and get back to where they can be with their families. And you truly are getting these people back to their families or to their jobs, which
yeah. So a big thing for us is we don't want the therapy here to just be, hey, let's walk you on the treadmill for 20
yeah,
minutes today and then we'll see what we can do later. Or, hey, we're going to do an hour long speech session and then we'll head you back to your room. What makes QLI truly different and getting them back to a place in life where they're successful and happy and see that there is life after their injury is how we marry their passions um, with their therapy. So that way their therapies are integrated through their everyday, through what they're doing through the entire day. And it's also integrated to getting them back to that passion. So if they enjoyed fishing, how can we integrate that into your therapy? How can we integrate that into your physical therapy session and your speech therapy session?
yeah,
If you have the goal to walk your daughter down the aisle, okay, how can we practice that and integrate that into every day? If you're a mother and you just want to, be a mother to your kids again, or like continue to do what you were doing with your kids before that, what are those things that you did with your kids and how can we integrate that into your therapy? And I think that's what really makes QLI different.
yeah. I agree because I mean, people are going back a lot of times in a situation where they're in a wheelchair. They're, they've had a brain injury, so they're able to speak, or their speech is impaired. And that's all a part of the rehab, but they really are going back in a little bit of a different person that they were before whatever happened with them. And QLI, again, being out at the campus and everything you guys have to offer to create a quality of life. I mean, it truly is amazing.
Yeah, it's being and working here, it's so crazy to see the advancements people make while they're here. And we've had one resident who when he first came, we didn't know if he was going to be able to talk again, but through finding his passion in music and stuff like that, and he would sing along to these songs. And that's just something that another way of integrating it, like, okay, maybe he's not ready to just talk, but maybe we can play this music and see if
Yeah.
we can integrate that into what he's saying. And that's like one of his biggest passions is music. So it's finding those niche things about people and using it to getting them back to where they want to be.
Yeah. And the different sensories that we all, respond to. Yeah, again, you guys do such a great job. I want to talk about an evening at the fair. Again,
Mhm.
it happens every other year. I know you had to take a year off with the pandemic, um, but happening this fall in September. What makes it, I mean, I can speak to what makes it unique and original and just something that is like a must go to event, but I'll let you speak to that. And also, it raises funds and awareness for what you guys do.
Yeah, so I will definitely say you probably know a little bit more about the fair from a going there
Yeah.
perspective. I'm right now doing the planning, helping out with that. I haven't
Yeah.
had the chance to go yet, but I am so excited. But the fair is really unique to QLI as well. It's different than your typical gala. We're not going to make you come and get all dressed up and sit and listen to a bunch of speeches, even though those are beneficial and can be fun. Um,
Absolutely. Yeah.
However, we do our evening at the fair, which is basically just like an adults only fun fair night. We have fair games you can play. It's just really unique and a lot of fun. And all of the benefits are going to go towards our Life Pass Services
Yeah.
program, which is what we're talking about here right now, or what we were talking about earlier is kind of melding people's
Yeah.
passions with their therapies. So
Yeah.
I would love to hear how you have loved an evening at the fair.
I'll speak briefly to this because I've gone to it many, many times. And you really are, first of all, it's a casual event. But you walk into and you honestly feel like you're at a fair. And the games that you can play, it's just unlike any event that I typically go to, from a, in the charity scene here in Omaha.
Yeah.
And it's, it's fun, and the music, the games, the environment, the colors. I mean, it's a very colorful event as well. And
Yes.
again, knowing that you're raising funds for QLI and these specific services, I mean, that's just the icing on the cake. I mean, it's just so much. You go for the fun, you go for the support, you go for the contribution that you're making. So it's all these beautiful things wrapped up in one. I love it. So
Yeah. And the big thing too about the fair is that once you have bought your ticket or once you've made your sponsorship support, we don't expect you to donate or spend any more money while you're there. It is just for you to come and have fun and relax and enjoy what you're doing. And like you said, what you're exactly to your point is, know you're supporting something good, but you're having a great time doing it.
And you can win prizes. So
yes,
so that's also super fun. Like you said, you buy your ticket and you get to go and you win prizes. So
yep. Yeah.
So again, looking at 2024, and we're almost out of time. I know that's the big that is the big event that you have every other year. Anything else that we should be thinking about in 2024?
I would just say keep QLI in mind in general. We always have fun events going on campus. We always welcome people to come for a tour. So if anybody ever wants to come for a tour, they're more than welcome to come see our campus, and to keep an eye out for official fair announcements and stuff like that, because that's really the cherry on top of everything, I would say.
Yeah. And I will just add on to what you said, Julia. Being able to come out and experience the campus out there, and coming out for a tour, it just seems like from when it started 30 plus years ago and where it is now and where it's going to be in the future, you guys are on the cutting edge of technology for helping people create the best quality of life they can after something significant happens to them and to their families. It's about the individual, and it's also about the family, and it's so important. And again, you guys are always pushing the envelope and creating beyond what was happening last year. So I really applaud you on that as well.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, we really, really appreciate hearing that. You hit the nail right on the head. So thank you.
Yep. You are welcome. And again, thank you for joining me today, everybody. Just keep your eyes out on what's happening. Social media, like them on social media, and different ways to engage with QLI. So again, Julia, thanks so much.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
And folks, don't go away. We will be right back.